Alrighty, welcome back to your favourite podcast, the F Word podcast. We are here with another episode today, and yeah, how you doing, Jordan? How are you?
Good. How are you
Good,
doing,
mate?
Good.
Yeah, good.
Good.
Actually, not so good today.
Oh,
I'm quite a bit sad because
that's
this podcast can be a little bit of a tribute to Matthew Perry. You know Matthew Perry?
I did not know him, but I know of what happened to him, and I knew who he was
Yeah.
before the thing that happened to him happened.
Yeah,
So
very sad. Yeah.
rest in peace.
Yeah, Friends was a show that I watched quite often when I was growing up with my parents, and then Taylor enjoys it as well. So we didn't always, but I think we watched it together the whole way through once, and then Taylor's rewatched it a couple times. But yeah, very sad. I know he didn't want to be remembered just for being Chandler and Friends, but he said, I think this is in his book, he said that he wanted to be remembered for the Perry house. Do you know what that is? It was basically like a sober home. He made his Malibu house into a home for sober people, or people who wanting to be sober. And he did that, I think it was in 2018. No, 2018 is when it stopped.
Well, so he obviously had some alcohol issues in the past.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think his whole life was pretty messed up by addiction and that sort of thing. So I just thought I'd put that in there, but a bit of a tribute to one of my favourite characters or actors in the Friends TV show. And also, have you seen 17 Again?
No, is that
Gemma might like that movie.
Is that the new one or the older one? Is the one with Zac
Efron? Yeah.
Yeah. No,
the new one. Yeah. He's in that as well. And also, you like Fallout New Vegas, do you?
He's Benny.
He is Benny.
I did see a video of that, which blew my mind.
I know,
I
yeah.
did not know
I didn't know that either.
Yeah.
So that was really strange. Yeah, the guy in the checkered shirt. Is it checkered?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
Checkered tux.
But we also, because we had a bit of a break from the podcast, so we didn't talk about another person who's very sadly passed away, Michael Gambon.
No, we forgot about that. Yeah,
we didn't talk about him.
Yeah.
So I was actually really sad about that.
Dumbledore. Yeah,
Dumbledore,
I can imagine why. Yeah.
I had, I think today, I was in the car this morning, and I searched on Spotify. I was like, sad playlist. I put on a sad playlist. The one that came up was sad crying playlist. So I clicked on that one, and
just to lift your
just to lift my spirits. Yeah. No, but you know, sometimes when you feel sad, you've got to be sad. You know, Sometimes you don't want to let it go. You kind of want to wallow in your misery. I thought I'd put that in there as well, because man, he was, as much as people love the Richard Harris Dumbledore, I still myself preferred Michael Gambon. Such a great actor.
Even though he changed his character up from the book a lot.
He does a little bit, but he also, he played him really well. But that was only for a few of the scenes when he was more of a less calm kind of Dumbledore.
Yep.
Yeah, but should we get into the point of this episode, or do you have anything else to say?
No, not really. I mean, just glad to be back. I mean, obviously we are filming again. Hi everyone, and hi everyone on Spotify, or if they are playing the video on YouTube or somewhere else and not watching it, they can hear us
YouTube
and
read.
not see us.
YouTube read, yep. If you've got that, sponsor us. YouTube sponsor us.
Still something that hasn't been done yet. We haven't had any sponsorships, but maybe that's not too far.
I don't think we're going to be asked very soon, because
surely like Apple's going to get in contact with us and go,
NASA.
Yes.
Yeah. No, NASA, they're not a movie company. They wouldn't do that. Warner Bros. Sponsored by Warner Bros.
I think NASA's more realistic, to be honest.
Really?
Yeah.
Fair enough. We talk about Interstellar enough.
Well, you do.
I do.
Yeah.
I'll get sponsored by NASA. Should I start wearing a NASA t-shirt?
Yeah, so today we wanted to have more of a topic to talk about. Last week was very free roam. So today we want to talk about some of our favourite movie scenes of all time. Not necessarily the ones that we would put on the top of a ranking list. Just one for me, they're more ones that were more notably ones that I did want to talk about.
Yeah,
which are my favourites. as well. So,
Yeah, I feel like I'm probably a little bit biased. Well, everyone would probably be a little bit biased with favorite scenes because you'd want a scene from one of your favorite movies. So
true.
if one of your favorite scenes isn't in one of your favorite movies, I don't know. It could go both ways. It could be a really shit movie with a really good scene.
Which is,
Like,
I've got one
might
good
be Fast and Furious, some good scenes in there. You know, CGI, whatever.
Not
it's just a poos movie.
Not dialogue. I can't. Yeah, the dialogue's not great. But
yeah, sorry, Fast and Furious fans, yet again.
Nah, I'm not.
Yeah. Okay. Do you want to kick us off then?
I'll kick us off. So I was thinking, like when we came up with this topic, I thought about it a bit more, and a movie scene that, well, speaking of bad movies, quotation marks, with good scenes, I thought about Spider-Man 3, everyone's movie where they don't know if they like it or not, in the end of the trilogy. I'm talking.
Put some dirt in your eye.
Well, I'm going to be doing that, but not dirt, sand. I love the scene.
Yeah. Some fucking sand in your eye.
I love the scene where Sandman rises from the sand and he's holding the locket. No, as in like he's Flint Marco's been sucked up. Well, not sucked up. He's been
and that big old like
the sand turbine or whatever it is. Yeah. And then he comes out of the scene, and it's 3 minutes of no dialogue, no sounds, except some beautiful Danny Elfman compositions. I think it's still Danny Elfman.
And it was quite somber music at that point as well, wasn't it? 'Cause that was when the locket went through his hand, didn't it? And then he tried to grab it and he couldn't.
Yep.
And then and then it kind of changed from that into, I guess, the Sandman theme, didn't it?
Exactly.
What is the Sandman theme? I've forgotten what it is.
I don't know. It's just a variation of the...
No, it's so good. I can't remember what it was, but it's... Damn, I don't have my phone at the moment because it's filming, but if I did, I'd look that up because I love that theme.
Yeah. Well, yeah, as do I. And hence the scene as well. I just think it's in a movie that's very obviously action-packed and very character-heavy. I thought it was good to kind of have a more of a more you see sympathy of the complete change in Flint Marco.
100%, yeah.
Transitioning into a monster per se.
That's what a lot of superhero movies are missing these days, I think, is the whole backstory of the villain, or the difference between who they were and who they are now, and like what they've been through and how that kind of resonates with who they are.
Yeah. It's not the X Factor or American Idol. We love tragic backstories in movies, but also, not in real life.
But also, I do enjoy a villain who is just purely evil for no reason.
Hence, they're
just born evil.
There are different cases where that definitely does work more. But I think cases like Sandman, because he's obviously got his troubled backstory, he's got his sick daughter, and he's got his jailbird history. Yeah. And then he transitions into someone who just goes back down to square one, and then he rises up, and he's a new person, and just the orchestral sounds behind that, with, as I said, 3 minutes of no dialogue, just him going, breathing.
Yeah, that's right, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, I forgot about that. It was just him breathing, wasn't it?
Just starts to take form into Sandman, and then he slowly turns back into Flint Marco as Sandman, pretty much.
Do you reckon they recorded his like breathing off scene, or do you reckon they had the mic and they just shoved it in his face? Just what do you reckon?
What, the actual actor, Thomas Hayden Church? I don't know.
Do you reckon it's him breathing? Surely it is.
Maybe it's just the like edit, because apparently they spend a good like 6 months on that scene because the CGI looks really good. Maybe it was just one of the editors
when they zoom in on the little bits of sand.
Then it slowly zooms out.
It sounds like rocks, man. Oh, that's a bit of ASMR actually. That scene when it's like it sounds like pebbles like going, and then it goes into sand. I love that scene actually. Good choice.
I thought about it. I'm like, you know what? That's one that's, I think, pretty overlooked, because people... I love Spider-Man 3 personally, but I know that it's not a lot of people's favourites.
Yeah.
But I think people should pay more
It gets a
attention to
lot.
that scene.
It gets a lot more stick than I think it should.
Yeah,
I
I think so
reckon.
too. Yeah, I think it's got the lack of character development that we had with the other villains, I guess. Like Venom's kind of just thrown in there.
Yeah.
He's everyone's like one of people's,
He has some kind of he has a bit of a weird story where like he kind of turns bad for almost no reason.
which is kind of untrue to his
Or-
to his comic book character.
Yeah.
And,
Well, not Venom himself, but what's his name?
Eddie Brock.
Eddie Brock. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
Eddie Brock is one of the people at Peter's high school. I'm pretty sure Eddie Brock originally is the guy that
I think he
fights
is.
Peter in the
In
first
comics,
movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. Unless
Flash. Oh no,
Oh,
Flash.
that's Flash. That's
Yeah.
Flash. Yeah.
I don't know, but I know that the
There's some kind of connection there.
yeah.
And I think because it was, didn't he get angry that Spider-Man kissed his girlfriend or something?
Yeah, and smashed his camera and
Oh yeah, and he smashed his camera. See you, chump.
I'll say that one.
That's a good one. Whoever made that, thank you very much. It's such a good meme.
Just thank you Sam Raimi in general for making Spider-Man 3 because there are so many memeable moments.
There are, I think, in the whole trilogy, to be honest.
Yeah. Yeah.
Tobey Maguire's I think he's just a memeable person.
Because he's such a psycho with paparazzi as well. Have you seen him shouting at
that.
paparazzi?
I love that.
Yeah.
It's good on him, I reckon.
Yeah. In most cases, good on him. Like I think there's some times where I've seen him be a bit of a dick.
Fuck out of the way!
Yeah.
There are cars here.
The car's here, motherfucker. Yeah. I love Toby.
I love him. He was your favorite number one Spider-Man, was he?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Peter Parker.
What about yourself? What do you got for us?
What have I got? Well, I had to write mine down because I've got a really bad memory and I couldn't put it on my phone.
Are you telling me you didn't like study this and completely?
Honestly, no, because I just handed in my first finished short story, which was my last university assignment. I've just talked to you about this beforehand. Yeah, university fucking finished finally. And I was just doing that, and I just completely, lost track of time. I was gonna, look into all these different scenes that I love, but there's some that I have off the top of my head that I just absolutely adore.
Yep.
And I think most of the ones like that are on this sheet of paper. But I'll start with the scene in Theory of Everything, when I think someone in the audience that Stephen Hawking is talking to drops a pen, and then he wants to stand up and pick it up, obviously. And this beautiful moment where he does stand up from his robot chair thingy, whatever it is, and picks up the pen and gives it back to her. And then it just cuts back, because watching it for the first time, I was like, did that happen? Did Stephen Hawking somehow just walk again? And then obviously it just cuts back to him just looking at it, and not really talking. And that was just one of the little, tear-jerking scenes for me. And Eddie Redmayne did that so well, man. Like, he can just see in his, facial expression, even though he couldn't really do much facial expression in the movie because he was acting as someone who, had, what's the disease called? Motor neuron.
Yep.
Motor neuron disease. And he'd still knocked it out of the park just by sort of the director, obviously. And yeah, that was.
I've got to rewatch that movie, man, because that's a good one actually, because that's a scene that I do remember of a movie that I haven't seen in a long time.
Oh, you remember?
So
yeah, okay.
I remember that scene quite well.
It's amazing.
Great pick. Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of these scenes that are my favorites will be from my favorite movies.
Okay.
That movie there is in my top 15, I think I said.
Yeah. Which makes sense.
Yeah.
They're the ones that are gonna really stick with you, I guess. The ones in your actual favorite movie list. Yeah.
Yeah, but sometimes I guess sometimes I'm a little bit silly with my favorite movie choices because I watch them back and I'm like, wow, this movie's actually not that good up until the one scene that I really like. I don't have any examples at the moment, but
I was going to ask for one, so
There
you're
was-
very lucky.
there's a few movies where I really liked one scene, and then I go, oh, I think it was Life of Pi. I really enjoyed, in the trailer how they played. This is a different story actually. How they played Paradise by Coldplay in the trailer, and I was like, that looks so cool. It looks like it should be like in their music video, Life of Pi. So I went and watched the movie, and the song wasn't even in the movie, and I was like, no. But then I actually still really liked the movie, and I thought it was one of my favorites at the time because I really liked the whale scene. I think it was the whale scene.
The whale scene.
But yeah, the whale scene, and I went back and watched it again. And I was like, oh, it's all right, but it's not like
What's the whale
my
scene again?
favorite. I think it's what is it? There's like this humpback whale that's like swimming around the boat that he's in, and it kind of just comes up and and then like everything is all like colourful and stuff in the water. I don't know where he is. It must be like, what's that coral stuff that glows? It's real. I can't remember what it is. Maybe it's not coral. Maybe it's like,
A jellyfish.
I don't know if it's a jellyfish. I can't remember what it is, but maybe it is a jellyfish in the movie. Actually, I don't know. But that was a really good scene. I loved it.
Okay.
And the rest of the movie I liked as well, but I didn't like it as much as I thought I did.
I don't remember liking it as much as I thought I would when I saw it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know why.
Richard Parker, the tiger, that's his name.
Is that the tiger's name?
Richard Parker, yes.
Wow.
And then, because he named it after someone. Was it his dad or something? I don't know. He named it after someone though. Anyway, we're not even talking about Life of Pi. We were talking about Theory of Everything. But
I do like the whale scene though.
I like the whale scene,
Okay.
but it's not one of my favourites.
Not one of your
Anyway,
favourites.
do you want to tell us your next one?
Okay. So, because I have memorized slightly, even though that probably means that I'm going to forget one. But I'm just going off the top of my head just to show how smart I am.
Yep.
Inglourious Basterds, the opening scene of that movie, where Hans Landa, played by Christoph Waltz, he have you seen Inglourious Basterds? Okay, I was waiting. You were waiting for me to ask that, weren't you?
I was like, nice.
Please don't ask me. But no, it's suspense. It's one of the most suspenseful parts in a Tarantino film. It's almost like like thriller worthy. So in Nazi occupied France, so Christoph Waltz is a Nazi officer, and he is pretty much doing the rounds. Doing the rounds of all of the French occupied houses, and pretty much seeing if they're hiding Jews.
Oh no, I think I have seen that.
Yeah, and he goes into this French family's house, and the dialogue, the suspense is amazing.
Yeah.
And then obviously finds out that he is sheltering enemies of the state, as he said,
Yeah.
as he says, and then the Nazis just like open fire into the floorboards.
Yes,
Start
I have seen that actually.
Massacring them.
So
Massacring.
Massacring.
Yeah.
I have seen that. I've only seen that one scene, but I haven't seen the whole movie.
Yep.
I don't know why. I think at some point I saw it, and then I was like, I've got to watch this.
Yep.
Just forgot. There's my memory again. But no, I do remember that scene. Even having not known the context of the scene, it was something that I enjoyed by itself.
Yep.
Which you don't get very often, I don't think.
No. It's just it sets the movie up so much and sets his character up so much. It proves firstly how much of a scumbag he is, and how scary his character actually is.
Yeah.
Because you just know that something's going to happen, but you don't know when. And Tarantino just draws it out and makes you think, I almost just want them to be found now. Just hurry up, because I can't take this pressure much longer.
Yeah.
It's done so well. It's done so well. And I'm pretty sure he's smoking Sherlock Holmes' original pipe as well in the movie. He just pulls out some like massive, like almost Gandalf looking pipe, but it's the original Sherlock Holmes one.
The original Sherlock Holmes pipe from...
Yeah, just a little Easter egg thrown in there by Quentin.
How old would that be?
Oh, it's not like
The actual one?
it's not like they cross worlds and Sherlock Holmes is going to be fighting Nazis with bloody...
You never know.
Yeah. Well,
Maybe he did. Nah. How old is Sherlock Holmes?
Pretty old.
Like the story.
Pretty old. Probably as old as when this movie's set, like 1942
I think
or
it'd be
whatever it is.
older than that, wouldn't it?
Not sure actually.
Like 1800s
Not
or
sure.
something.
If anyone knows, let us know, or we can just Google it like after this.
Yeah.
Find out.
Google it now. I want to know. Okay, I'll take a guess. I'm gonna say 1820 as the first
No way.
iteration.
Really?
Of Sherlock
You
Holmes.
reckon
I'm gonna
that's
say- I'm
that
gonna
long?
say. You guess.
What do you mean iteration though? Like the first
Very
novel,
first-
first book.
Or even mention of someone called Sherlock Holmes.
Right.
What are you guessing?
Can I guess when I've looked it up?
No. Guess now.
Um,
You're guessing 1940 or something, were you?
No, yeah, I'll guess 1940 on the dot.
Okay.
How about that?
Okay. Let's have a look.
When was Sherlock Holmes first created? Let's go created. Oh, wow. Okay, you're much more correct.
Is it 16 something?
No, 1887.
Actually, no. But I said 1820.
It
would be pretty equal. Smack bang in the middle.
Oh, well, I'll give it to you because you said 1800s. So that's
Yeah,
fine.
I thought it was because. Have you seen the Sherlock Holmes movies
No.
with Robert Downey Jr.? That is very 1800s style looking. Their clothing and because he's wearing like a top hat, like he's got Baroque kind of flayed
Right.
shirts.
I knew that it was like a lot of the Sherlock Holmes stuff is set then, but I didn't know when it was actually created. I didn't know if that was okay.
But the series Sherlock with Benedict Cumberbatch, that's set in the present day, I think. I watched just a little bit of that.
He's got like Snapchat and he's taking
he's
crime
real
scene
weird,
photos.
Actually. He's real well, I guess Sherlock Holmes is weird, but he's almost autistic.
Like Ferris Bueller.
Kind of like, no, kind of like Sheldon Cooper kind of way.
Oh,
yeah, weird.
okay.
He kind of just like there are phones and stuff though. He's a real germaphobe. Like he has to, I think, and everything has to be his way, and everything has to be perfect. Which I don't know if that's a common trait of the original Sherlock.
No idea.
Not sure.
No idea.
But that's interesting to know. The 1880 something, 1882, 1886,
87.
87.
I think it was. Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah.
Sound like Sherlock Holmes when he was 6. Okay. I'm going to go for... This one is part of a Star Wars movie.
Ooh.
The sequels...
Sorry, just swapping legs.
The sequels of Star Wars. Sorry, prequels, not sequels.
The prequels.
I hate the sequels. The prequels. The fight between Anakin and Obi-Wan. The whole sequence.
Oh, okay.
That was so well choreographed. You must have seen that, even by itself.
Oh, yeah, I've seen that. Yeah.
So well choreographed. The music in the background just goes with it. The dialogue isn't the best, but it kind of works, I guess.
Does John Williams do the music for the prequels?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Good.
And the song, if anyone wants to know, is called Anakin versus Obi-Wan. I think, or it's the other way around.
He will show you his Spotify. What is it? Your
a playlist.
Your yeah.
I've got a movie playlist on Spotify.
Yeah.
There's a lot of songs in there.
Just
from movies. If you really, really enjoy movie music like I do, I'll make it public and I'll put a link on our Facebook page.
All you've got to do is ask.
All you've got to do is ask, or I'll just do it anyway and you just have a look. You know what? I'll just do that.
What? Just put it on? Okay.
Yeah, I'll just put it on. Give us a follow as well. That'd be nice. But what I like about that as well is the whole ending to Anakin Skywalker. You kind of see at the start that he's not Darth Vader yet at the very start of the sequence, but he's definitely turning. And then his eyes only get Sith-like, so they only get like orangey irises. After he jumps over Obi-Wan and gets his legs cut off, and he's kind of, I hate you, and he kind of turns into a little bit of a Sith, not a simp, but a Sith.
I was gonna ask. Just to clarify.
Yep, just to clarify. No, he actually was a simp for his wife, and then he pretty much killed her, basically.
Wasn't it his sister?
Hey,
Or is that Luke
that's
Skywalker?
Luke. Yeah, that's
Okay,
Luke. Yeah, that was a bit weird. Yeah, that was a bit weird. It's one of the things I don't like about the original Star Wars trilogy.
There's something wrong with the whole family, I think. All of the Skywalkers. Yeah.
Well, he is the chosen one.
Mm.
Something wrong with him. I don't know. Yeah, but that was one of the things I recently saw actually on a video of someone else's. Can't remember who it was, but they basically showed when his eyes became Sith eyes. And do you know what a Sith is?
The bad guys.
Yeah, the bad guys.
Yeah.
Basically, red lightsaber. You know.
Who do you think I am?
Yeah. Well, you haven't watched it.
I have.
You've watched the shitty ones.
I've seen most of them, but I'm just not a fan, as you would say.
Okay.
Yet. You never know.
Yeah, and because and because the sequence is on a fucking volcano as well. Well, not a volcano, like a fucking planet of lava, Mustafar.
What do you mean?
They're surrounded by lava. They obviously it would have been on green screen, but like
in the scene you're talking about.
In the sequence,
yep.
They're literally like jumping on rocks and shit. Like I don't know how they don't die of heat, but like
I don't think they really filmed
it. They're Jedi. I don't know.
Is Jedi plural?
I think it is Jedi. Yeah, I think there's no Jedis. There's no S.
Jedi with an E at the end.
Yep. Jedi.
Jedis.
Yeah, but that is of all the Star Wars movies as well. That's my favorite Star Wars movie. That's not actually on my movies of all time though. But I actually just think the choreography of that fight itself with Hayden Christensen, who is now being hailed as a better actor than he used to be hailed as. He learnt that like perfectly, and he did it so well. And I'm a big fan of his as well. But yeah, one of my scenes. I'll have to replay it. Maybe we have to do a Star Wars marathon. Don't know.
Yeah,
we'll see.
Probably.
What about you? What's your next one?
My next one is from the Shawshank Redemption. There are a lot of scenes in this movie, just like there's a lot of scenes in the previous two that I mentioned as well, and the ones that you've mentioned too.
Well, I mean that's what a movie's made up of.
Multiple scenes.
Yeah. Scenes and songs and voices.
Some are better than others though. And one that I think is better than a lot of the scenes in Shawshank, which is hard to kind of pull apart, I think, is the scene where Red, played by Morgan Freeman, he's sitting in the... I'm not sure what room it is, but they're asking him if he's learned his lesson yet. What they... Hang on. Pause.
I have not learned my lesson yet. I can't do Morgan. You do Morgan Freeman?
I'm not. I'm not trying that. No way.
No, I have not.
I love the scene where he is in with the people that are seeing if he's like learned his lesson pretty much, and he's talking about rehabilitation.
I can't really do. I don't think I can do Morgan Freeman, but it's somewhere close to one of the Freeman family, surely. I don't know.
I don't know if he's got any siblings. He probably does.
I'm not sure.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. Anyway.
Where's it even go from here? Rehabilitation, and I don't know it all off by heart. I don't know Eddie Orford off by heart. But just that scene, rehabilitation, they're asking, and then he asks them, what does that even mean? What does rehabilitation mean? And then he pretty much says that's a different word between you who is free and me who's not. Yeah, it's kind of hard to talk about when I don't really know any of the lines, but it's a scene that I sometimes think about when I think about scenes that I really do like.
I guess it's more of a quote, really.
Yeah.
Than an entire scene, maybe.
Yeah, possibly.
But it is a really good quote integrated into a really good scene.
Yeah, it's more contextual, I think, as well. Like watching the movie, like if you watch that without it, you probably go, he's being a bit of a dick. But that's after like 3 times. More. That's after several times of him being turned down, being let out, and then this time he just goes, well, they aren't going to let me out, so I might as well just be honest with them and say what I want to say. So he does, and then he ends up getting let out after he says that speech.
Yeah.
So I just think it was the right thing to
Yeah.
do. And I'm not sure if it was in the book or not. Can my father please clarify if that scene is in the book?
Your father will hear about this.
My father will hear about this.
Yep.
He will see to it.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I've only watched Shawshank Redemption once.
It's a crime.
And it's the one that last season I said, it's not that great. But I know it is a good movie. And I know there are some really good scenes in there. I know the story is really good as well. I might even try and read it's a short story, isn't it?
It's not a short story, but it is a short novel, I guess you could say.
Novel. So a novella.
Yeah. Yes, it is.
Yeah,
yep.
It is.
Yep.
Okay. Well, I might give that a read then.
I would. Yeah, that movie. The ending as well. It's one of those tearjerker endings.
Yeah.
They're both free, and they meet up with each other, and then they live the rest of their life. We assume that they live the rest of their life safe
happily
and
ever
after. Not as a gay couple though. I'm pretty sure they're not.
Well,
I don't think they swing that way.
They might.
Don't cut.
I
mean, 30 years of prison might change a man. To be honest,
don't cut the gayness out of the picture. They could be. You never know.
Flaming.
Is that all?
That is all.
Good scene. Good movie.
Thank you.
I don't know about the book though. I have to read it. Now the next 3 for me are all in my top. Well, the next 2 actually are in my top 2 favorite movies, or 3 favorite movies, I think.
Okay.
One of them is the Sacred Pool of Tears scene in Kung Fu Panda. I love that.
Yep.
I love that scene. It was when Master Oogway's doing his, he's doing his kung fu, but he's dead at that point. And then Jack Black, wow! And then he goes up and tries himself, and he's eating the dumplings. He's trying to the chopsticks, trying to get the dumplings, and God, that's so fun to watch.
Have a dumpling.
Have a dumpling. Yeah. Shifu. Yeah, that's the whole movie. I love the whole movie, but that one scene, it always gives me goosebumps, and half of it is just the soundtrack. The Sacred Pool of Tears song on it'll be on my playlist actually. It'll be probably one of the top songs that I play every year on my Spotify. Yeah. What is it? Spotify Rewind? No, Spotify. I don't know.
Whatever the yearly thing is that comes out. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I can't remember what it's called.
I won't have a lot of music on this year. I've been listening to like purely podcasts this year. Like it's been pretty bad. I might have
the
like
F word.
Yeah, episode.
It's just going to be
episode 8.
What was your favorite episode?
Yeah,
you're just listening back to yourself. Do I sound okay? Am I alright here?
Normally I don't.
Did James edit this properly?
Oh, hang on. That was a Jordan edited episode.
Yeah, wait a second. Yeah. Anyway, so that scene there, the color palette as well, I really love, and it just seems, I don't know, it almost makes me want to go to China. I know China would be nothing like that, but
not these days.
Not these days, but just the cult just makes me want to experience the culture. It just seems so cool. Makes me want to go to a zoo in China and fight a panda. But that's
one way to be put to death in China, probably. Like
by the panda or by the officials.
Both. Probably both.
I'd rather get killed by the panda, to be honest. Well, yeah, not if I steal its bamboo. Then it'll have no energy. I'll kill it without even touching it.
You could spray paint it all black and then
just a bear, just a black bear,
or white, a polar bear, but it's not in Antarctica, as we spoke about last week.
Yes, we did. Yeah, actually, true.
Yeah.
Do you reckon you could fight a panda?
No.
God damn. How many people do you reckon it would take to take down a panda?
I reckon like 6.5. I reckon
Six
like
and a half.
throw like a
Wow.
10-year-old on there.
No weapons.
That'll be the deal breaker.
The
Yeah.
10-year-old. What does the 10-year-old do?
Hold
He
it.
does the moves. He does Uguay's moves.
Yeah.
And he kind of just like, what's that? Oh, with Uguay's stick, and he like pokes Tai Lung in the belly. Goes ding dong dong dong.
Like freezes him, doesn't it?
Boom.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love that. That movie, man.
I like
So good.
I like the scene in the movie where Tai Lung breaks out of prison.
That's good as well. He defies gravity by jumping on the rocks
massively.
as they're falling.
I love
Kind of
that
like
scene.
Legolas in The Hobbit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, when he's on the barrel and
No. When the bridge is falling down and he's jumping on the bricks, trying to.
oh yeah, I know.
And he's shooting.
Yep.
Is he shooting at the same time? I don't know.
No, I think it was just running then.
Just running, but yeah, kind of like that. But
I love that scene as a kid. The
Tai Lung
breaking out.
Yeah, that I loved it too. And when that's so badass. The whole movie is just so badass. Like who would have thought like these fucking animals doing kung fu?
Even Poe's dad's a badass.
Poe's dad. The secret ingredient. Secret ingredient soup. Here's nothing. Huh? Yeah, no, I love him as well. I do need to rewatch the second and third one though at some point. Yeah, so made up of so many good scenes in there. One of my favorite animated trilogies of all time, and a movie that I could talk about for hours. I think. Yeah.
Okay.
Your turn, my friend.
Well, speaking of Legolas, brings me to my favorite movie of all time, The Return of the King, Lord of the Rings. Again, there are a lot of scenes. I love the scene at the start of the movie where Smeagol turns into Gollum.
Yes.
I know there's a lot of people that don't like that scene because it's almost like a horror movie in a way.
That was my favorite scene growing up of the whole trilogy.
It's so cool.
It's so cool.
Chokes out his friend, just completely just like smothers him,
What's
and
his
then
friend's
turns
name?
into that Deagle.
Deagle?
He's actually a character that's not actually said what his name is. I'm pretty sure. Oh no, he is.
Okay.
No, Smeagol. No, Deagle falls out of the boat, and he's Deagle.
Oh yeah, no, he does. Yeah.
When he's fishing, but yeah, I love most of the battle scenes in that movie. I think it's so cool. Like when the trebuchets start launching the blocks of the stone and just like crushes all the orcs.
The blocks, the ice cubes.
Yeah.
The whiskey rocks. The big old whiskey rocks.
That's it. But I think my favorite scene of the movie that I tear up at most times I watch it, especially now, and especially when I saw it when there was a rewatch at the movies at Hoyt's a couple years ago. I started bawling. My Jem and my sisters were like, oh, "Wow,
Is it with Aragorn and he's taking the green ghosts? Is it that one?
No, it's not that one. No, it's when Rohan turn up at Pelennor Field.
Yeah.
And Theoden's giving that speech. I think it's the music that does me. I think a lot of the tears in the Lord of the Rings trilogy
such a good soundtrack.
is from Howard Shore and his
It
music.
is so good. It would not have been it would have been a good movie still, but without that particular soundtrack, I don't think it would have done as well.
Yeah.
So much raw emotion, you can just hear it. And I don't even know what else Howard Shore's done that's not in the franchise.
He's done more than you expect. Like I was watching The Score, like a random like crime thriller movie with Ed Norton and Robert De Niro. Actually, one that Mario was talking about, and Howard Shore it said music by Howard Shore. I'm like, oh wow. And then he's done a whole lot of other like random like standalone movies as well as the Hobbit movies. He did those. But
I should know this because I'm the
you're the film guy,
the score,
the film music guy.
You're probably more the film guy. I'm more the score guy,
which is a bit sad for me because I'm the one that has the Bachelor of Music. But I mean,
I don't even have a Bachelor of.
No,
yeah,
but no, you definitely take that
take the crown.
Take that crown. But yeah, when Theoden turns up with Rohan and gives that speech, it just brings me to tears every time. And then as soon as they start moving, the violins start playing and the emotion builds up. The Rohan theme, it just
Yeah. And I'm reading the books at the moment. We just talked about this, but I just got up to the part where we meet the Rohan riders.
Oh yeah.
And I'm actually enjoying reading about that stuff as well. As I said to Jordan just before we did the podcast, I'm actually enjoying the second book more than I enjoyed the first one. Whereas the first one, The Fellowship of the Ring, was my favorite movie. So I was a little bit. Yeah, I struggled to get through it, but now I'm kind of into it. I'm reading a chapter a day, and it's going well. But yeah, no, good choice of scene.
Yeah, just
I did think you were going to say something about Aragorn being crowned or something.
Oh, I mean, that's always good as well. You bow to no one when you talk about the hobbits.
Yeah. I love the one when Frodo's in bed, in the hospital bed. And I don't know if it's a hospital bed, and like with the elves, and then
Rivendell,
coming in.
not just like Middle Earth General Hospital.
And the hospital. You see the big cross, made of wood or whatever, and then and everyone comes in, and then he just looks at. Is it Legolas that he hasn't met? No, it wasn't Legolas. It was someone that he hadn't met or something, or someone that he only had one interaction with.
Oh, Legolas is famously the only character that,
and he goes,
doesn't really speak to him.
Yeah, his face is like, you see, smiling, Gandalf.
And then Gimli walks in, and then Legolas walks in, and he just does a little smile.
Hey, Legolas. Yeah. I always found it really funny.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah, Middle Earth General Hospital. Oh man, I wonder what their ambulances look like. What do you reckon? Are they the big mammoth things?
I think they're carried by trolls. I reckon four trolls with holding. You know, like
they
how
gotta be careful though. They can't be stomping around, otherwise they might re-puncture the wound. Or
True. Well, you know how sports games they'll come out with the little bed thing, and then
the stretcher.
It stretches, and then bed thing. Jesus.
You're too Lord of the Rings orientated now. You don't know the bed thing. Know common language.
Yeah. No, I can definitely imagine trolls being the ambulance of Middle Earth. Even in the Shire.
They're doing the sound as well.
Imagine 4 trolls.
Just pick it up.
Where are we going with this?
I don't know. Just I don't know. Should we move on?
Please.
Okay, so the next one is from my favorite movie of all time, Interstellar, and it is the No Time for Caution scene, and that is the scene. That's what the song's called, and that's the scene when they are in the Endurance. No, sorry, they're in the the ship thing. I forgot what it's called, but the Endurance, the space station, is spinning.
Millennium Falcon?
Shut the fuck up. It's spinning. That's called the Endurance. And it goes around and around and around. And it's sinking down into the Earth's atmosphere. Not the Earth's atmosphere. A different planet's atmosphere.
I know what you're talking about now, yeah.
And then he's and then the robot, I think it's Tars, he goes, Cooper, what are you doing? And then Cooper goes, docking. And he goes, dun, 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 dun. And he spins around. And he somehow manages to dock onto this fucking spinning space station. And oh man, that scene is just so good. That's after it blows up because of stupid Matt Damon. But yeah, I love that, and the music to that as well. If that movie had a different score, I don't think it would be as good as well. Similar to Lord of the Rings.
Okay.
But you're not the biggest fan of it, are you? I think I remember Interstellar. Or you weren't.
Yeah.
You weren't, and now you.
No, I gave it a 9 out of 10.
Oh, you did?
On IMDb.
Okay. Someone I was talking to isn't. Is it Mario? I don't know.
Jem even liked it.
Well, good.
So
you have to.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's. Oh man, that scene is so good. Do you remember it?
Yeah.
You do.
Yeah, full docking, and he's spinning with the station.
It's just so
I mean, I don't know.
So
I don't know how it would go in real life, but from a movie point of view, it's so cool.
It's awesome. Yeah. But how the heck do you think of something like that? How it was so. like it was time for caution, you know. What do you mean no time for caution? You're gonna die if you don't do it properly.
Yeah.
But obviously they were doing it, you know, they were sinking at the same time, so they must not have, or falling basically. But yeah, to be able to think of something like that, I think is just amazing with the Nolan brothers. They would have thought of that.
So I think about Interstellar. I was thinking about it, and then it reminded me just then. You know how they age obviously faster on Earth when they're in space, when they're traveling to find the other planet.
Yeah.
Why aren't their bodies? I mean, it could just be a plot hole because it's a movie after all. Why aren't they aging as fast as the people on Earth if their bodies are like their bodies like inside don't know that they're in space? Like surely that
no.
surely it would keep up.
It's all to do with time. So it's because time isn't relative in the movie. So because they're near a black hole, time is related to gravity, right? So the gravity is so strong, and when they're near the black hole, time goes slower for them. Because when you go into a black hole, the theory is that time stops, or something like that. But because Earth is far away from a black hole, they've just got normal, you know, constant time. It's always constant, but they've got the normal timeline. And so because their bodies don't know, like they're in space and stuff, it doesn't really matter because it's just time itself. If that makes sense.
Not really.
Okay.
But I'm hoping that made sense to some people. Well, I mean,
it's a real confusing one.
I get what you mean. I mean, it just, yeah, I just know that it's all right.
It's a real sciencey one. It's a real sciencey movie. Like
I don't really have a scientific brain.
It's all to do with all these different theories, like I think Stephen Hawking's theory of black holes, and then all that kind of stuff. How time works, you know, how it bends with gravity, and just that kind of stuff. But yeah, it's a Nolan movie. You know, you got to expect something like that. But it is very confusing for the first watch. Even I was confused the first time and the second time around.
I saw it in the movies. I was confused when I saw it in the movies, but I think that was because I was probably too young to really take it all in and go, wow, this is great. But yeah, the second time I watched it,
you got to when you watch it, you've got to watch it as well. Like you can't like, I don't know, go on your phone,
no,
at any point. That's my next one. You got a next one?
Very good. I do.
Number 5. Is this number 5?
This is number 5. Number 5. Toy Story 3. Famously, the movie that I think is almost as good as the first one.
Toy Story 3. With
Toy Story 3.
The purple bear.
With Lotso the bear.
Lotso the bear. Yeah.
Just simply the scene where Andy gives Bonnie all of his toys at the end of the movie. That is another tearjerker. And I think it is perfectly done. They should have ended what I thought should have been a trilogy after that scene. There shouldn't have been a fourth movie.
Even they want money.
Even though I'm not, even though I'm not fully complaining because I'm a massive Toy Story fan.
Yeah.
But I just think if they ended it there, Andy driving away after giving away all of his toys, having fun playing with them one last time, leaving for college, growing up. I think that would have been the perfect end.
Yeah, I think so too, actually, now I think about it. Because I haven't seen Toy Story 4 or 5. Is 5 not even out yet?
5 is not even in pre-production, I don't think.
Is it not?
It's been announced, but I don't even think they started making it yet. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, what's Toy Story 4 about?
It's kind of... I think... I can't remember. It's testing me. It's been out for a few years. I think Bo Peep gets lost or something, and they go find Bo Peep. Pretty sure.
Okay.
It's very. Oh no! It's like a random like plastic fork or something.
Woody.
Plastic spoon. I don't know.
Go and find your missus.
Yeah. No, it's very, very standalone to the other 3 movies, which is why it's not as...
I don't think... They surely won't hear that.
Yeah. Why it's not as highly rated as the other ones.
So it's not really like doesn't kind of carry on from anything. It's kind of just one little, almost like a spin-off, is it?
In a way,
But with the same main characters.
In a way, yeah. In a way, it is almost like a spin-off, but is the fourth movie of the franchise. Obviously, there's links to the characters that have been in the other three movies. Like, we wouldn't know the context behind why certain characters are doing this, or who that certain character is without the other three movies. But it is very standalone, as I said. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, yeah. As I've said, I've only seen the first three, so I can't comment on Toy Story 4. But, who knows?
It's still worth a watch.
Maybe they're building up a new kind of storyline for the next 14.
I don't want Bonnie to grow up because Andy is the classic kid in that movie.
Yeah. So is Bonnie the baby?
No, Bonnie's the girl that Andy gives the toys to.
Oh.
No, that's
silly bitch.
Not
playing with his toys.
Silly little 4-year-old little
Fuck's
girl.
God damn. Get out of here, Bonnie.
No, I don't know I can't remember what Andy's sister's name is.
The little baby.
Mia? No. Tia? No.
I don't know. Sid.
Sid.
Dis. Yeah. I like Toy Story as well. Probably another one of the best, if you can, as a trilogy. The first three, probably one of the better trilogies of animated movies.
It's definitely one of the best series of animated movies, I think.
Yeah. Personally. Very good.
Very good. What do you got?
Should I get on to my last? Was it your last, or do you have a couple
well, I mean, yeah, that's the
5. Okay.
Yeah.
My last one might be a bit predictable to some people, but it is it's in Harry Potter.
Harry Potter. Hang on.
Harry Potter.
Can I guess what it might be?
Yeah, go.
Is it the Expecto Patronum scene?
No.
Is it the Dementors?
No.
Is it one of the time machine kind of?
No.
Okay, what is it? And I'm aware that all of my guesses were from the same movie as well.
Yeah. This one is actually from the 8th movie.
Oh, is it Voldemort and Harry, their wands?
Nope.
Not touching tips. Is it
Voldemort and Harry really have like a little, love-hate thing going on, They got the same wand. They basically touched tips a few times.
Just a bit of a toxic relationship, isn't it?
Bit of a toxic relationship, yeah. Well, Voldemort's gone after this fucking 10-year-old, 11-year-old, but he always waits to the end of the school year.
Is Voldemort evil because he's a pedophile?
Ooh. Well, no, he's evil because he's a murderer. He's evil because he's basically like Wizard Hitler. But
yeah, there's no mention of him.
He
touching
could be.
Kids, is there?
He could be. I don't know. But he's trying to kill a kid. To be honest,
where else did his nose go? If he wasn't,
where did his nose go? It kind of just sunk down into his face.
Yeah, but why?
Over time, because he became more and more like a snake. Because he was, getting rid of his soul as time drew on.
Slytherin.
Yeah, his soul was slithering in to these different objects. But anyway, do you have any other guesses?
Is it the very end of the movie where they're all like slightly grown up?
No.
I don't remember enough about the last two movies, so you might have to tell me.
Well, it is Snape's Memories. Do you remember that?
Oh, him as a kid with James and Lily there as kids as well?
Yeah, well, not just that bit, but the bit I think in particular is when Snape walks into Godric's Hollow and
what's that again?
Which is Harry's parents' old house where they all got murdered.
Godric's Hollow.
Godric's Hollow. It's like Godric Gryffindor is the one of the founders, and then Godric's Hollow was where Godric Gryffindor lived.
Okay.
But yeah, he kind of goes in and he kind of steps over James, Harry's dad, and then he kind of walks into Harry's bedroom and sees Lily, his mum, lying on the ground, and he starts bawling into tears. And then,
it's kind of like a flashback to the first movie.
Yeah, no, it shows a flashback to when Harry's a baby. flashback to their death. Basically.
Okay. Yeah.
And then also it kind of like explains why Snape did what he did, how he didn't mean to, he was the one that basically told Voldemort where they were, but he didn't mean to. Oh no, he didn't. I can't remember what he did. He did something like that, but he basically betrayed them and asked Dumbledore to stop it, which is a bit of a shit move for both of them actually. But I really liked that scene. That stuck with me my whole life. If I could, I would go and watch. What's the live kind of concert thing, where you're watching the movie and there's a live concert at the same time.
Like what I did with Back to the Future.
I'd watch that one there because the song that's playing during there as well. You've got, I can't remember what it is. It's called It's called Snape's Memories, and then the other one is that integrates into it is called Dumbledore's Farewell, and then both of those together just they slap, or they kick you in the balls right where you want it.
Ouchie.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
That's my last one.
Yeah, I've got to rewatch those last two movies because I saw them back to back at the movies, not back to back literally.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that was the last time I saw them.
Oh, when they came out.
When they came out.
God damn.
So yeah, it's been a while now. So
yeah, well, that's a very good scene to look forward to if you are going to go watch it. And again, tribute to Michael Gambon as well.
Even though he's not in the last one,
he is at the very end.
Okay,
when Harry kind of dies, I guess. Spoiler. When Harry dies for the second time.
What?
Well, he gets hit with the curse for the second time.
But he survives.
Yeah, but they think he's dead.
Oh,
in the forest. And,
oh,
and the
oh,
and in the forest. Yeah, that bit. I was talking about. Yeah, then Dumbledore comes along. He walks in and goes, "Harry, my dear boy, that's something you or neither I have." And it's the Horcrux under the King's Cross Station. King's Cross Station.
Was there a hotel on it? Sorry.
Hotel? You mean a hospital?
I can't even put hotels on the train stations in Monopoly. No, I was talking about Monopoly.
Yeah, I see. 4 houses actually, not quite a hotel. But yeah, that's not. Yeah, the favorite scene is the Snape's Memories one. That's amazing.
Yep.
Yeah, that's my 5 favorite scenes. Most of them probably pretty predictable from people who are watching, maybe.
No.
Who have listened to us before. Maybe.
I mean, there's a lot of scenes like that we haven't mentioned. Like, I know that a lot of people like the opening of The Godfather.
Yeah,
which is really good. It's a cinematic masterpiece, I think, the start of that movie. And there's things like The Dark Knight. There's all of the, like, Forrest Gump, probably the opening for that. A lot of them are opening scenes, I think, that people really like.
Opening scenes.
If
yeah, I really like the prologue scene to Lord of the Rings, actually.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that one. But
there were 3.
No, you're right, though, yeah. All the kind of opening scenes. If they do it right, they do it right. And they are one of the best scenes.
That's what I'm working on my new script at the moment, and I've gone back to I've got the main story now. I've got the chunk of my story, the bones, but now I'm putting a lot of effort into the actual opening of it because the opening scene is so important.
If you don't have it's the same as a book. If you don't have a good opening, then no one's going to read it or watch it.
Yeah. It's almost the 10-page rule, 10-page, 12-page rule. Like something key has to happen in the first 10 minutes of the movie. / 10 pages of the screenplay.
Yeah.
Well, not necessarily. There are a lot of movies that I like where it can just be dialogue, like Reservoir Dogs. The start of that movie is about 10 minutes of just 6
over the table,
6 or 7 guys, saying that he doesn't tip, and then talk about a Madonna songs about just big dicks,
but
Yeah, so scenes like that can be impactful in a way that's not just action or something physical happening. It can just be can just be dialogue, like
Interesting
Reservoir Dogs,
dialogue, yeah.
which is one that I forgot to, well, not forgot to talk about. One that I could have spoken about the opening for that movie.
Yes,
because I think it's really well done.
that is a good opening. Yeah, yeah. Like you say, there's a few movies that obviously didn't make the cut, but we will mention them in future episodes. I'd say.
Sure, I'm sure.
Just whenever we talk about anything else.
I'm sure we can do this again.
Yeah, scenes. But yeah, I guess that's it, isn't it? That's
about it. I think that kind of sums it up.
Yep, sums it up. That's the hour that you guys get in there.
5-ish each. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, you only get an hour now. Sorry, guys. But yeah, so this has been the F Word podcast. You've been listening to James and Jordan. Thank you very much.
Thank you kindly.
And
thank you, James.
Thank you, Jordan.
Any recommendations for the week?
Recommendations. Movies to watch.
Movies.
Movie to watch. Shit, I haven't actually watched any. No, don't have any.
Check out Inglourious Basterds if you have not seen it. Yeah. Check out that opening scene, and you will not be disappointed.
I guess any of the movies we just talked about, yeah, go and watch them.
True.
Yeah, okay. Well, that'll do then.
Great.
Sounds good.
Thank you, guys.
And we'll see you in the next episode.
You shall.